Welcome, everyone. This is Araceli, wealth advisor, real estate investor in the US and Canada, and real estate investing coach. So, if you ever thought about maybe investing in the US, if you live in Canada or if you live in the US, please let me know. It'd be great. In my chat with Colette, can you introduce yourself?
Of course, of course.
Tell us
Hi,
what we're talking
everybody.
about, too.
Hi, everybody. My name is Colette Rava. I am a residential real estate broker and investor in the GTA and beyond. I love what Araceli is doing in the US. We love talking about real estate, obviously. We do the show to help you and like-minded people get answers. So we love your questions. We love it if you would subscribe, if you would comment, ask us questions. This is why we do it. We get questions all the time about what do I do? How do I do it? And the funny thing is, people are usually in the mindset of like, it's a stupid question, or I'm the only person, or how do I do something? We love questions like that. We love it. Please come to us and ask us whatever. This is why we get to share it with everybody else so they have the same questions and they don't have to ask it. So please ask us.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
what are we talking about today?
So, today, well, one of the things is if you have owned a house for a long time where you live in, when do you know that you're ready to sell?
Yes. So I get that question quite often. We're specifically, this happens a lot when, like Araceli says, during a transitional time in your life, either you have kids or you change jobs. So what we're talking about specifically today is people that are thinking of retiring in 10 years. So people our age, maybe they want to retire earlier, but let's just say you are of what, 50 plus?
50
And
plus,
you're
yes.
thinking retirement is coming up either 5 years, 15 years, maybe earlier than that.
Well, the thing is, in your 50s, there's a lot of transitions happening. First of all,
Right.
if you have children that are young adults, they might be living, going to university, they might be just getting married or just going to a different area that they're
Right.
starting to work.
Or
Maybe
you want to get
you're
rid
getting.
of them.
Yeah, that's right. Or maybe you're getting divorced. Maybe some people are losing their spouse. So there's a lot of transitions that happen when you are in
True.
your 50s. Also, you may be thinking about retiring from your work if you have been at the same place for a long time. People can retire in their mid 50s
Or
or
even
early
just changing,
60s,
yeah,
right?
or just changing careers too. Like you're saying, I don't want to work full time anymore. I want to do something on my own.
Correct.
I want to, buy a chip truck, whatever, whatever that looks like for you. But it's lifestyle to say, okay, now I'm in my 50s. I do want some kind of lifestyle change to enjoy my life more. I
Yeah,
don't have to sweat it. I have enough equity in my house. I have enough savings that I really do think it's time for a move. So how do you know when to sell? It's more of a conversation. Like that's what we said at the beginning of this show, where it's more of, very specific, very personal
yeah,
decision to say, how do I do this? Where am I going to go? Is it the right time? So this is what we are actually here for. We will help you go through those questions and answer them for you in the way that we know best, and how we know people and we know finances, Araceli, to say, okay, how can you afford to move? Is it even a better move because your house is now worth so much financially? Where are you going to go? Are you taking your kids with you? Are they going to be on their own? Like
yeah.
right? I'm not saying anything that, there's no answer, because I have an answer for myself of when I think I'm going to sell my house. Araceli knows when she's going to sell her house. You would have to have the experts help you through that. And we
Absolutely.
also, yeah, even though we don't have crystal balls, we also know, generally speaking, the market is always going to go up. So if you're not in dire straits, but you do want to make a move, aside from coloring your hair, Ask us. We will help you make those decisions.
Absolutely. And remember, the one thing that I always tell you is everything touches money. So whatever decision you make is going to put you in a better position or in a worse position. You don't know. So that's what
Right.
you have. And the best thing always is to put it on paper. It's just so much easier. In on paper, you can do everything you want. You
And
can
it's free too.
move, you can sell, you can do whatever you want, buy another house or not buy another house, rent if that's what
Sure.
you want to do. There's so many options out there, but the most important thing is you have to be aware of your lifestyle. What lifestyle do you have? Because if you have a big house, you're living in a 4-bedroom house because you had 3 children, and at some point it was required, but now all of them are away. And now maybe you don't have a spouse anymore. Maybe you divorced or you lost your spouse, and now you're by yourself in a 4-bedroom house. You may want to think about just making a change, right?
Right. And then so you sell this house, let's say it's in the GTA, and you have a big nice pile of money in your
Yeah,
hand. That will fund your retirement. That way, once you understand that your house has so much value, what do you do with it? You don't need to buy another property unless that's what you want. You could move out of the area that you're in. You could invest it in another property or in something else. So it's the freedom that we're talking about when it's something that, okay, well, what do I do here? I have this option, and it's amazing to have that option, and
yeah,
it's a gift to have an option like that where you don't have to struggle. You might be able to quit your job. You might have that chip truck that you desire to run. So this is the lifestyle that we can't answer, but we can help you get to that point to answer it for yourself. So, how much do chip trucks cost? I don't know. So there are only so many things that we can answer, but it's this kind of dream that Araceli is saying. It's free to dream. On paper, you can write out your dream to whatever degree you want to say, I
yeah,
imagine myself living like this, like the picture behind me. I want to live there.
yeah, me
How do I
too.
do it? Yeah, how do I do
That,
it?
yeah, that's exactly it. So first of all, also you have to consider your health,
Of
because if you
course.
are, if you have any issues with your back, your legs, whatever it is, and now you have 3-story house, you may want to change that, right? So there's
Right,
other factors that will affect your decision, but most importantly is whatever is going to make you happy. If
right.
you don't want to have a bigger house because now it's a lot of cleaning to do, maybe the taxes are too high, whatever, or then you want to obviously change that. Let me take
Right, but
this off.
also on the contrary too, just in the same vein of, when you were talking, I thought, you know what, like I would really like to have a new car because my car is getting older.
Yeah,
How do I afford to get a new car? I don't really need one, but like it gives you this option to say, here, these are the numbers, and no matter what you do, once you have an idea of what you actually want to do, then talk to someone to say, okay, now I don't know the numbers. How do I get the numbers? Araceli can help you with that. I can help you with that. How much is my house worth? How
yeah,
much, if I wanted to downsize and move to a smaller house, how much is that going to be? What are the taxes like? What are
yeah,
the maintenance fees? Let's say if you go into a condo, all these things take time. So that was my point of doing a show like this. It's not an overnight discussion. This is a year plus decision making. So when you're thinking, okay, I'd like to retire in 10 years from now, what do I need to do along the way? I can't say I'm going to wait 10 years and
and
then
then
what?
that's it. I'm retired.
I'm retired.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not that easy. So once you realize, okay, and the other thing too, if you want to buy another property, buy it now because in 10 years it might be unaffordable. You might not be able to.
exactly.
So all these things, and kids always take money, like they want to get married or some crazy stuff like that. So if you have the money in the bank, if you can get the money from the sale of the house, spend it
Yeah,
before it goes
that's
away.
right. Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
but anyway, that's a very personal decision. It has to be thought of, and you really have to give yourself time to do all that work.
Yeah. So if you are thinking that you're having some kind of transition in your life that might affect your living situation, it's worth to take a look. And the sooner you do it, the better, because things change very, very quickly, especially in the real estate market, right?
Right.
Because sometimes you're going to get more money for your house or you're going to get less money for your house.
And it might not be the time to sell. So you can
Exactly.
plan for, let's say in 3 years from now, it'll be a better time.
You don't
So
want to rush that decision because you want to make sure that you're in control of when you want to sell versus having to sell because you need to sell. And that's a
right.
totally different position because now the market might be low and you might have to take a lower offer that is not going to help you in the long run.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Or in the same vein, you're buying now when the market is low, and then you're selling when you can actually get more money for your house. So these are all the things that have to be discussed and say, okay, like for example, it took me, I don't know if I ever told you this, it took me 4 years to buy my cottage.
mhm,
4 years. It's not even the house that I'm going to live in for the rest of my life. 4 years and four other offers on different properties, because even though you have an idea of what you want and how it's going to happen, you're not in control of it. There's a seller, there is
yeah.
the location might not, the house might not be great. So it's a huge process, and it's a long process to say, give yourself time to say, this is what I want now, but maybe in 10 years, I won't have my mobility. I have to think ahead a little bit. So
Yes.
they're all these, that's just one very small example, but these are all things that you want to consider to imagine what is my house, my life going to look like, and what kind of house I need for that lifestyle.
And that's why doing financial planning and life planning is so important. And that
Yeah,
the place that we live in, it plays a big part in our lives because we spend a lot of time there.
of
And
course.
it has to be convenient, it has to be something that we like. I always like to call whatever I am a little castle, right? Like you have your little kingdom there
Yeah,
where you
absolutely.
live, right? Because
Yeah,
you make it, you customize it to what you want, to what you like, and that is convenient for what you're doing. So that is so,
absolutely.
so important. So planning is the one thing that a lot of people I see, at least for what I do, that it lacks tremendously. And believe me, that is the easy part.
Right.
Planning is the easy part.
I agree.
Executing is a little bit more difficult. But if you don't have a plan, then the execution cannot be done. So
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the thing. That's why you use experts. That's why you ask a lot of questions. That's why you do the research. Location is key. Amenities are key. Family. You want to be somewhere
yeah,
where you're not going to be out in the middle of nowhere, and your family needs to travel to
exactly,
see you like whatever, 10 hours,
exactly.
things like
Yeah,
that.
no,
So yeah, there are so many things that we can come up with a list of things that you should be thinking of.
yeah,
But honestly, it's about that self-reflection to say, what do I really want out of life? What do I want my retirement to look like? Do I want to be sitting in a cave somewhere and like not having anybody visit me, or do I
yeah,
really want like the freedom to travel, and I want to be close to the
yeah,
airport, or I want to see my friends and not be so far away from them? Like these are all questions that you have to answer for yourself,
yeah.
but also talk to people and they can help you figure it out.
Exactly. So, in summary today, like the question was, when do you know that you're ready to sell? Well, this is a self-reflection that you need to do. And remember, everything touches money. So, whatever decision you make, whether you stay, whether you go, whether you sell, whether you buy another place, it always going to mean you're going to have more money or less money for other things that you want to do. So planning is key. I
Absolutely.
do recommend it that whatever you do planning. You also talk to experts like financial advisors like myself, or realtors, also mortgage brokers, and other professionals out there that have anything to do with the process of buying or selling a property. So that is basically my advice for you today. So, and thank you, Colette, for being here because I know, remember, if you're selling, you need to have an expert to in the area to give
Yeah,
you a good advice on what to do. And sometimes selling is not the right answer. And
absolutely.
Colette is
Yeah.
the person to tell you don't sell if
Don't
you
sell.
really have.
Terrible salesperson.
I
Don't
know.
sell. I say don't sell now.
Yeah.
Wait, or this is not
Yeah.
the time because of XYZ. So that information is very important. And, you know, I don't have a crystal ball, but I do have prior knowledge of the markets. And we all know that things happen, you know, cyclically. So
Yeah, absolutely.
keep an eye on that. Always ask questions. We are very friendly. We're not gonna, you
We
know,
try.
ask a question. Yeah, I'm talking for myself. No, but honestly, I know Araceli, and we really like to give information where we can, and just to have you have it to make a better decision for yourself.
Absolutely. And just comment below and let us know, when did you make a decision to sell? Okay. And we'll see you next
Good.
week.
Sounds
Bye.
good. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for being here on the show. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when there are more shows available. And if you would like to have more information on how to start investing in real estate, please visit my website at www.aracelihernandez.com. Thank you.